Joe, you're going to be mad at me, but I cannot be with you on this declawing thing. And now I got people calling me up. This is all your fault. I have people calling me up.
Ellie told me that she was concerned about your grooming. And so what we're going to do is bring you to the orthopedic surgeon and have your index finger chopped partly off.
You know what? To be honest with you, I do a lot better because stop the nail biting. It would be probably better for me.
So is this going to be like an interview with the Post or the News today? With all the paw jokes or anything? You guys, this is great fodder for like late night comedy.
Right, it is, and
so we just wanted you to have something else to talk about during the morning show.
I appreciate that. Okay, so two things. Let's first of all, I'll talk about the you've sponsored this. Obviously, are you a cat lover all this time, and I never knew it?
It's just the opposite, actually. I'm a dog person.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm actually allergic to cats, which makes this even more interesting from a story perspective. But look, we're advancing a lot of animal advocacy issues. We're trying to ensure that there's responsible pet ownership. So there are a number of measures that we have undertaken over the last couple of years, more effective than Buster's Law, recognizing the abuse and the neglect. And as a result of that, Assemblywoman Rosenthal approached me because we have worked on a number of issues relative to animal advocacy. And as I said, I am a former, had a dog for a long time. We love animals and understand that if you're going to have an animal, you need to be able to treat them properly. And this was, when she brought this to my attention, explained the process. It was very gruesome, and I think you've heard that. So we've done some homework. We introduced the bill. There's some conversation ongoing, and there's differences of opinion because we have had, yesterday I met with a group that came all the way from California to talk about, they were dentists and other practitioners as well as veterinarians that have come in to discuss the matter. So people are very passionate about this, particularly if you're a cat lover. But I think you have to look at the science and the medicine aspect, and I'm trying to be attentive and sensitive to what some of the vets are saying. But I think there is an opportunity to do what you may want to do is some owners who say that they are concerned about, having the claws, what they would do to potentially scratching people or furniture. But there are grooming efforts that can be undertaken.
I understand that. I do. And next, coming up, we have Bob Wellington, and he's the director of the National Foundation of Leather Sofas, and he's going to be on to discuss.
Well, why don't you get Joe Load on? He could probably do that. You wouldn't have to.
I'm sure he could. So I guess, when it's described, and Kim Strong was on yesterday from Laney's Army describing this thing. It does sound gruesome, but you could I hate to say the comparison, and Manaski's saying it's not a good comparison, and I think it is. I hate to use the comparison of circumcision. Well, if you describe that of what a baby has to go through, these are just things that we do, and procedures, and it's all good for everybody, they say.
Well, but I mean, there's a little difference there, and when parents are making an informed decision based on medicine, obviously the child doesn't have a say in that, but the parents have that opportunity, whereas here,
the cat's parents don't have that opportunity.
If you look at it that way, then, and consider the pet owner a parent, basically, then I don't think any parent would have their child's index fingers.
But I think, Joe, that
all your digits, not just the index finger. I'm just using that because I know you're pointing the finger right now.
But what I am a finger pointer here right now. But I keep noticing that you want my index finger gone for good reason. But I just think that shouldn't this be left to education? And you educate the public, and there are PSAs saying, hey, it's not good to do this, and this is why. But to outlaw it, I just, I don't know.
That gives us an opportunity to have that type of a discourse and debate. I tend to believe that this is mutilation of the animal, and if we are true to what we're trying to say on one hand about advocating for them and not neglecting and being responsible, then I think this is something that if they are telling us from medicine that, and they describe it, if that is truly obviously an accurate representation of what takes place, then it's appalling, really, if you think about that.
All right. Manaski has another argument, though, and I'm sure you've heard this argument, but it's I think it's a valid argument.
Well, it's just the argument that if something does happen with the cat with claws, let's say he claws a baby or does something that is lashing out, that the animal is usually euthanized, I believe. Now, that's not my stat or my figure or my belief, but that's what I'm reading.
And more families will not, because of the fear of a baby being scratched or something like that, or even
less
their own
likely to adopt.
furniture would be less likely to adopt. Ultimately, more will be euthanized at the end.
Well, again, I think that brings us to that whole point. Those are excellent points that you're making, but it also brings us to the point if you're going to make that decision about having an animal in your home, then you have to be prepared and ready to have that responsibility. And if you have children, you have to know about the potential interaction.
Yeah.
We always talk about getting the right breed of dog potentially, and I think that's part of the problem here. If we're serious about the Society for Prevention to Cruelty to Animals, the Humane Societies, everybody who's out there trying to educate people, saying we want you to adopt, we want them to be a part of your family, but they should be truly treated like a member of your family.
Right.
So if we're sincere about that, then we've got to take a look at all these things. The big issue now is within veterinary medicine, and I think we need to listen to them, and I'm hearing it from both sides. So that makes it a little more complicated and interesting and challenging as we move forward to find out what is, where truly is the issue relative to what the animal feels or what it does to them from a mutilation perspective.
Andrew, quickly.
I think that there is a one common denominator here is that more people are dog lovers. We should just ban domesticated cats altogether.
I'm with you on that. Joe, you, Senator Griffo, you asked for this, and here he is.
Hey, Senator Griffo, how are you?
Hey, Joe Lode, how are you, brother?
Good. Listen, I'm sorry, Bill, for this. It's kind of a little choppy, but I'm actually on the treadmill. And they have you on TV, which is nice. I can see you and talk to you. I heard Joe Griffo say
that. I look on TV, Joe.
What's that?
Just move on.
I look on TV.
Oh,
looks good on the phone.
Not on TV, but they have Bill here, so I can listen to the show while I work out.
I like it. All right. So what's your take?
Listen, they have a product called Pet Off, where you can spray it on your furniture so that the cats don't go near your furniture.
All right. But
So,
you can't spray it a little.
If you're worried about the clawing,
Yeah.
you can spray this product on there.
Does it work though?
I mean, you have to treat it every couple of months. It doesn't smell, no odor to it. Get it at the pet stores.
By the time you're done, you're spraying it at the cat. It's like, yeah. I mean, what do you do for the baby though? You're worried about the little kids that get down there and get their face inside the cat, and look at the cute little kitty, and then rawr, and then all of a sudden you've got a scratch in the eye.
Maybe you spray your kid. I don't know.
Maybe you do that. All right, Joe. Thanks for the product. Good luck out there on your treadmilling. By the way,
900 calories.
7.3 hours with the mask on last night.
That's awesome.
I don't think
great.
I had 7 hours of sleep ever. I don't know how I did that. So pretty
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Joe, you're at 900 calories? What have you been on there for 3 hours?
No, 33 minutes. So far, just to give you an update on the weight, since April 10th, I'm down 18 pounds.
Good for you, Joe. That's really
and
big.
I drink my gallon of water a day.
All right, good. Joe could drink a gallon of water a day. All right, Joe, good stuff. And Senator Griffo, obviously you've seen the facts on this, and you seem passionate about this thing.
Well, as I said before, Bill, I think it goes to that the whole issue of how are we going to treat animals. Do we truly believe in what we're saying many times about how we need to protect animals and to be sensitive to them as an extension of our family, basically? So if you look at that, and based on the evidence that they presented to me, it made sense, and that's why we put it in. But I recognize there's going to be differences of opinions, and that's what the legislative process is all about.
All right. Was there something else that we want to do? What else did you want me to hit?
Really quick. A lot of things going on that we'd like to talk to you about at some point. So hopefully, come into the studio.
Booze before 8 or booze after 8.
Sunday. How are you on the on alcohol on Sundays? What are your thoughts on that?
We have co-sponsored bills to do that, and I do believe this is a good beginning. In fact, I think we need to go further on revamping the alcohol beverage and control laws to reflect the 21st century.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's a good start in the right direction, but I think we can even do more.
All right, Joe. Thanks. We appreciate it. We'll get you in studio. Thanks.
Take care.
Okay, Senator Joe Griffo. Quick break. First, though, birthdays here for Thursday, May 19th. Nicole Pacello is in Whitesboro celebrating today. Nicole, happy birthday here on May 19th, and a belated birthday for Dick Hatfield from New Hartford. It was sent in by his friends, the McCoys. And Dick Hatfield celebrating today. Happy birthday. And the cake goes to Nicole Pacello from Whitesboro. She get a cake from the Florentine Pastry Shop on Bleecker Street in Utica. Get a birthday on by going to our news site at WIBX950.com. I'm pretty sure that's who sent it in. I could be right. WIBX birthdays, 9418 River Road, Marcy, 13403.